Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Last night, I watched the Season 2 premiere of Batwoman, the show that, despite being on the CW, beats the crap out of Star Trek Discovery's ratings on CBS's primetime channel every single time. To bring you up to speed on last season's Batwoman action, Batwoman was Kate Kane, a proud, strong lesbian woman whose dad was the chief of police, whose long-lost and presumed dead sister was the main archvillain of the city, and whose cousin was Bruce Wayne before he disappeared, leaving Kate Kane his Batsuit, which for some mysterious reason fits a 5'4" woman with the frame of a teenage boy, like a glove made for a really skinny hand. Kate decided to go fight crime and champion LGBTQ+ representation, and what better way to do that than dressing up like Batman and beating criminals up? None better way, as it turns out, and so Alice, Kate's sister and the main homicidal supervillain in Gotham, loves Kate and hates his Kate. And mistakenly thinking she's on Superman instead of Batwoman, Alice crafts a kryptonite bullet to kill Batwoman, knowing full well Batwoman is her sister. Got that?
Yeah, I got it. Kinda like the clap. I'd like to give it back. And Dad, of course, is out to capture the vigilante Batwoman because he doesn't know Batwoman is his daughter.
And he doesn't know that his other daughter is the crazy supervillain named Alice who is going around killing everyone. Also, his current wife is an Asian lady who it also turns out is an evil villain. If I remember correctly, this family, it gets around. But I may not remember all of this entirely correctly from Season 1 since I stopped watching this garbage last season about halfway through. Which brings us to Season 2 of Batwoman.
That's right, Doomcock. This show was so successful and groundbreaking that they had to get rid of Ruby Rose.
Yeah, it's not entirely clear if she quit or was fired or it was a mutual parting, but it left the producers with a quandary. Batwoman's whole purpose was to be a woke superhero show, and Kate Kane was a lesbian, so the problem was, okay, it's probably absurd for the next Batwoman to also be a lesbian, so how do we keep the woke going? And the answer was, let's trade out the lesbian for a proud black woman, and thus, Batwoman Season 2.
So, this new Batwoman, did she spend a lifetime training, fighting in all corners of the world under various disciplines, training in crime detection, chemistry, ballistics, endurance, strength, essentially becoming a one-woman army in preparation to assume the mantle of the Bat, defeat crime, and bring light and justice to Gotham City?
No, she pretty much just puts on the suit and she's good to go. She's an ex-con living in a van down by the river when the bat suit just falls out of the sky in front of her, and she puts it on and bada bing, bada boom, she's Batwoman.
You're kidding.
No, that's pretty much it. She does know some karate though, so Gotham needs a hero, she puts on the costume and boom, instant badass because she knows a little karate. I do wonder, though, how come every Halloween the streets aren't made safe when hordes of boys and girls put on bat costumes and magically become avenging warriors of the night? Just like I can't understand why I don't become invisible when I wrap myself in saran wrap.
The world is a puzzling place.
It is. So yeah, literally a plane falls out of the sky in front of Ryan Wilder's van down by the river. And yes, she's another girl with a dude's name. And sifting through the wreckage looking for spare change. Did I mention she lives in a van down by the river? She finds the bat suit, puts it on, goes out and beats up a couple of dudes in an alley. Then she decides this is her chance to avenge her family that got beat up by a bunch of squatters.
But wait, how are they going to tie in this Batwoman story to Kate Kane's story from Season 1?
Yeah, it turns out the squatters that killed her family worked for Alice, Kate's supervillain sister.
How convenient.
Isn't it? Meanwhile, Kate Kane's former associates Luke Fox and her Asian sister by another mother in the Batcave are pretty convinced that former Batwoman Kate Kane was on the plane when it crashed, so she's probably gone. They track down the suit, say hi to Ryan. Ryan says it's my suit and runs away.
She's on a mission from the CW.
That's right. Meanwhile, Alice the crazy supervillain busts Bruce Wayne's cousin out of jail to impersonate him. And he's like a perfect evil twin of Bruce Wayne. Let's call him Bruce Lame. And Alice makes a deal with Bruce Lame to go and get Batman's stuff, impersonate him, track down the new Batwoman, whatever, who cares? The point is, everyone thinks Bruce Lame is Bruce Wayne. They escort him down to the Batcave and they give him the grand tour. He decides time to go get the bat suit so he can put it on because it'll fit him perfectly, even though it fits, as I said, a tiny framed teen boy level woman. So he turns on the GPS on the Batsuit, steals the Batmobile, and here comes the worst and funniest part of the whole show.
It gets worse?
Oh, fuck yes. So remember how I told you that Batwoman lives in a van down by the river? Well, she revs up her van and runs away from the Batmobile, and the Batmobile chases her. And guess what, Harvey?
The van outraces the Batmobile.
Yep. Batwoman channels Steve McQueen and leads the Batmobile on a merry chase in her van down by the river, dodging missiles and going all shapentine on the Batmobile's ass. Back at the Batcave, Luke Fox gets the idea, maybe I should try to hack the Batmobile and shut it down. 15 seconds later, Luke says, I'm in. And the Batmobile is hacked.
You should have done the update.
Always install the update, dude. It prevents Batmobile hacking. So there's a tussle, and Bruce Lame shoots her with the kryptonite bullet, but she's mostly okay and kicks his ass. Later, Alice kills Bruce Lame because she does not like failure in her organization. A lot of people cry about their relationships and missing Kate Kane. Batwoman is now the hero we all knew she would be since she's starring on a show called Batwoman and had the suit. And I guess that's about it for Batwoman. The actress playing Batwoman is extremely perky with high school play-level acting, although she is much more personable than Ruby Rose, and if only the story didn't suck so bad, I think I'd probably like her pretty much. The rest of the cast is awful, except for Alice, who is so over-the-top maniacal you pretty much buy that she's got villain cred.
But what happened with the kryptonite bullet? It didn't kill Batwoman?
No, it didn't kill her. It did penetrate the bat suit that is basically impervious to bullets, except kryptonite bullets for some reason. So she does get hit. But essentially, she has an out-of-body experience. She rushes in her non-corporeal form to the library. And even though it's closed, because it's nighttime and she goes through the doors because, she's having an out-of-body experience, and she floats through the door and goes to the desk and looks up where the philosophy section is. And she floats up the stairs until she gets a hold of Nietzsche's Twilight of the Idols and reads it at super speed until she comes to the part that says, "What doesn't kill me makes me stronger." And it is Nietzsche that inspires her to get back into her body, and finding that she's still alive, she gets stronger, gets up, and kicks Bruce Lame's ass.
If she was out of her body and floating through doors, how did she get the Nietzsche book down from the shelf and turn the pages?
Okay, you got me, that last bit was bullshit. But it's true, she does get shot, 'tis but a flesh wound. She gets up, and she kicks Bruce Lame's ass. At the end of the episode, though, when she's talking to a potted plant on top of her van and calling it Mom, that part I did not make up. Batwoman winces, peels back her bandage, and the wound from the bullet has black tentacles growing out of it.
Should have used Neosporin.
Gotta use Neosporin, dude. Now she's got the creeping crud, and who knows? Maybe this show turns into Superman now. Infections will do that, especially on the CW. All in all, I give this episode 2 out of 5 stars for unintentional hilarity and for being vastly better than Star Trek Discovery. Now, we will be reviewing this sucker weekly on the Inquisition, so be sure to tune in for that. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry and avoid this show. Ha 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 ha.